And welcome back, YouTube. This is Booster Box Buster, here with something really awesome. Today I got another figure review from the Fate Grand Order series of Lancer Scathach 1/7 scale by QuestQ. Before this figure came out, there was actually a very similar design done by the company Plume, and that had a rather unfortunate design flaw. It seemed like there were a number of figures of this particular one by Plum that kind of had when you open up the box, the head would literally fall off. So this one had kind of a running joke of, will the heads roll on this one? And I can safely say that the QuestQ quality is well done and the head did not roll. Alright. Now, this 1/7 scale, I'm really excited about, as it features Scathach in her very awesome purple bodysuit. And, of course, her very awesome red lance. Let's take a look at the box here. Very lovely window packaging on the front. You got her name going down the side there. Very lovely full body image. And then of course showing the back of the figure and a close-up of the face. For the back side, and of course the official, if you can't quite see it there on the video, the Type Moon sticker to give it that extra layer of authenticity. And this side is pretty much the same as the other side. And of course, the top of the box. Nothing too special this time around. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into the main attraction, the main event, the thing that you are here for, and that is Lancer Scathach herself. And I have to say, I'm very impressed by this figure. It is very, very well painted, and the pose is very dynamic. I really, really do like the pose. As always, let's start with the base of this very fantastic looking anime figure. I have to say, I love the design from the game that they put on here, all the way around. Very, very awesome. One thing I do not care for, however, is the flimsiness. The base, very cool black and white design, very, very flimsy. It feels like it could snap in half if you are very uncareful with it. Of course, you have this very lovely little, support piece with about probably about a good half-inch metal rod that sticks out that goes directly into her foot to give that extra support for the very dynamic pose that she is in. Very lovely boots that she is wearing. Very simple black, but gets the job done with a very cool design on it. Very pointed shoe. She has a very lovely, kind of just like a purple bodysuit that goes all the way up, with some very lovely black lines and I guess you call them like metal studs periodically through there. Very lovely shading on the knees here. Goes all the way up to her thighs here. This extra little jacket or coat that she is wearing is very lovely, very well painted, very deep. They did a really good job with the wash and the shades on this type of figure here. Very well done. As you might be able to see, you can see a couple more studs that you would not be able to see at all underneath her hair there, unless you take a really good look at the figure. Of course, let's take a look at the top part of the figure here. First, let's check out the arms and hands. Very nice, almost like black gloves that go around there. And on this hand too, very lovely. And while we're here, let's take a look at the hair. One really cool thing about the hair is some of these pieces are actually individual, like they actually individually move. That's really cool and really frightening at the same time because it is going to be so simple to accidentally snap a piece if you're not careful when you move this figure, or if you move other things around this figure. So you got to be very careful, but it's also very awesome because just that little individual piece of detail to each hair strand is so unique. Mostly you just see it like all clumped up. I really love the shading. It goes from a very nice kind of like maroon to a red to almost a pink at some places, so very, very well done with the different shadings and colorings of the hair. And I love the motion that the hair represents. Looks like she's just in a very awesome jumping motion, ready to swing her staff, or her lance. And of course, the make or break part of any figure, which this one, unfortunately, due to the angle that the head is at, you will not see it too often. The actual face itself. As you can see, very lovely eyes, very well painted. Very simple mouth, and a very simple nose. So, very simple, but sometimes simple is much better than overdoing it. Given that little extra makeup would just make it look trashy. So very, very well done. Very happy with the face. And these little shoulder blade pieces, very cool looking. I really do. It does add that little extra accent to the character. And of course, what's Lancer Scathach without her lance? Let's take a look at that bad boy. Just a very lovely red, shiny red, all the way through. Little bit of a point to it, but not overly dangerous. And you got this really awesome, kind of like a wrapped vine design going all the way down the middle of the staff here. And attaching this figure, or the lance to the figure itself, is actually very simple. You just kind of put the top of the staff through this little hair loop, and it lands straight in this hand without having to take anything apart, and then it rests comfortably in her right hand, once again without having to take the staff apart. So very, very awesome, very well thought out. And then of course let's get to the tip of the blade. Very awesome as well. Overall, I have to say that I really do like this addition to the Fate Grand Order line. From what I've seen, it's very similar to the Plum one, so if you can get the Plum one for a good deal, I would recommend it. Just be very cautious that the Plum one is known for the head to be decapitated. I have not heard any issues with this one, so it looks like they fixed the problem with the Quest-Q version. Overall, I definitely have to recommend this figure, especially if you are a Fate Grand Order fan. Definitely recommend it. 9 out of 10. The big downside is the very flimsy feeling base. Honestly, that base feels like it could just snap right in half. This has been Booster Box Buster with a Fate Grand Order 1/7 scale Lancer Scathach by Quest Q Figure Review. Signing out.